Whether people are working on their own or with a professional trainer, a dog's treatment for separation anxiety can fail for a lot of different reasons. Chief among those reasons is rushing ahead and trying to take shortcuts. If you've gotten this far in the series, that means you should have ruled out every other possible cause, and it's looking more and more likely that your problem is actual separation anxiety. We're at the point where I'm going to start giving you actual instructions. As you watch these videos, you're bound at some point to go, "That's excessive, I don't have to do that, I'm better, my dog will be fine without it." You do, you aren't, they do. There are people with far more experience than you, and they still don't skip these things. My goal is to get this series out there for people who need it as quickly as possible. I don't have time to talk about optional shit, and if I somehow still do, I will explicitly label it as such. Don't skip ahead. And don't half listen to these instructions while you're playing Silksong. The short and brief nature of this series is already going to make it easier for you to miss things or misunderstand them. Take careful notes, rewatch as often as you have to, and if you're not sure you understood something correctly, ask. And I know that some of you are going to go, I don't want to do that, so I'll skip it, and if it doesn't work in a couple weeks, I'll add it back in. No harm in that, right? There is unfortunately harm in that. Because, as I've said before, you're dealing with a massive headache of a problem. Doing this all on your own and following a series that is just raw, accurate, but raw information with no tools or examples, for some people, that's already cutting too many corners. But most importantly, if you skip things that you need, you're going to exhaust yourself. Because every day you spent half-assing it is still in your mind going to be perceived as a day spent training. I really need you to understand this. Let's say you've been training your dog for 3 weeks, and during those 3 weeks you didn't do any management because it felt like a hassle and you didn't think it was necessary. It's not going to work. It's absolutely not going to work. And I'm hoping that you'll realize that after 3 weeks and you'll go, okay, well, I guess I got to do management. So you'll start doing management and you'll train for another week. At the end of that 1 week, you will feel like you have trained your dog for a month, not for a week. You will be exhausted as if you had trained your dog for a month because you kind of did. You'll tell everyone around you you did, but you didn't. Those first 3 weeks were completely wasted. And that's where the danger lies. That's like doing donuts in the parking lot when you barely have the fuel to reach your destination. Having difficulty implementing some of the things I'm going to tell you to do, that's normal. Struggling to keep the pace, that's fine. Making mistakes, basically unavoidable even when you're working with a trainer. And if you can't seem to find any success on your own, seek help. That's what trainers are for. But the arrogance to pick and choose what you like and don't like in a proven treatment plan as your dog keeps suffering every single time you step outside, that ain't the vibe here. That being said, we can start talking about one of the most important physical tools, a camera, in part 14.